Hey, good afternoon people. Welcome to another video. I'm just doing two fan comparison. On the left here you have the Corsair Ll120 series fan. It's a pack of two. Here in the UK it's retailing at round about between £73 to up to about £90. That's the price range for a 3 fan, which is 120mm. And then on the right you've got the Uphere, which is a Chinese brand. Again, 120mm fan. And the box is pretty much just a pretty simple. So all it says is Uphere, and a bit of a barcode, and that's it really. So packaging seems quite simple, cheap. That's absolutely fine as long as the product delivers my expectation. Now, what's the first impression? How do I feel about the fans? First thing first is you've got the kit. Both of them got a kit. The Corsair kit is controlled via PC software. The Uphere fan are controlled by the controller and a remote control. That comes with it basically. That's that. This Uphere is directly connected to a Molex connector from your power supply, and you're good to go. There's no connection on the motherboard. There's no software to control. I think it's pretty simple. If somebody wants a simple setup and you want to get it up and running, absolutely brilliant. Okay, now one thing I did forget about the price side of the Uphere. Uphere, I've got a 5 fan kit, so I've got 5 of them for £36.99. A box of 5. That's what you call competitive price. That's what you call good pricing. You're purely paying for the brand as well. Remember this. You know, you're paying a lot of money for a brand. It's like when you walk out and get yourself a plain t-shirt, you pick it up for about a few quid here and there. But as soon as you go into a store where it says Nike on it or whatever, you'd be paying £30–35 for the same t-shirt. If you check where it's made, it's not going to be made in Germany or Japan, you know, or Italy, or a very famous country where expensive clothes are being manufactured. It'll be made in either some part of Asia, basically. But anyway, that's a whole new story for another day. Coming back onto these, they're both, as I said, 120mm Corsair Uphere. Now, let me get a bit closer with the camcorder. Let's see what you make out of it. Okay, so I'll let it run for a little bit and I'll talk to you about my personal view. Okay, so with the Corsair, yes, the colours are a little bit vibrant, brighter I should say, and the motion of changing colours a bit smoother than this, but it's not noticeable. If you start being picky, yes, you'll pick it up. If you're not very picky, then I can't see you'd be complaining about that, to be very honest with you. So that's that. The other thing is Corsair only has the LED on the face of the fan, and the air is blowing this way. So if you want to put it on a push and pull or a reverse order configuration, whatever it is, you will not have a LED lit up at the back. That's all you're going to see. Okay? But with this, whether you turn it whichever way, you're still going to have, because it's got a two layer piece illumination on both sides of the fan basically. So I think, you know, for that reason, that wins. Okay, the Uphere. The second thing is the noise level. Right, the Corsair fan is blowing out more air, but also equally noisier than the Uphere. Yeah. That's quite definitely blowing probably twice the output of this, but it is also noisier. You can hear it. I can hear it from here. I can't hear this, but I can hear the Corsair. Okay, so, and it's both fans are very nicely balanced. This doesn't vibrate at all. I mean, there's no vibration at all. You know, if there is anything, that's very little vibration. This has vibration, which obviously will, you know, but once it's fitted onto the case, it will get passed around onto the case, and yeah, it will be, the setup will be a bit noisier than the Uphere fans basically. So, and let me just sort of, I'm not going to go into too much of this, but I quite like these, and I'm more than likely I'm going to keep them. The one significant difference between the two is that Corsair has illumination, RGB illumination on the center, whereas this doesn't. That's one of the significant difference basically. Now it all comes down to personal preferences. If you want a set of fan that is basically, you want fully lit from head to toe basically, then Corsair is your way to go. If you want something that's cheap but does the job just as, then you know, I mean, the Uphere's to go for. I'm a big fan of RGB, whether this or that. I would prefer to keep these because these have the angel ring or the O-ring, whatever it is, effect on the fan. This is all lit, this isn't. So again, you've got to distinguish what you like and what you don't like basically. Personally, I'm going to keep them purely because of the O-ring. Secondly, that is value for money, and you know, thirdly, easy setup. You know, it's as simple as, I mean, £75 for a set of 3 fan versus £36 or £36.99 I think it was for 5 fan. I mean, come on guys, that in itself speaks. So I'm not going to sort of start spitting out things. Yes, I understand that there may be decent LEDs that have been used by Corsair within the fan. I can totally understand that, but let me sort of slow this down a little bit. Yeah, but I'm you know, I think I'll be quite happy with this. But coming on to the Uphere's remote control, let's sort of flick around these buttons. There's various colours, so it all depends on the ambient, you know, well, the casing and the setup and how what sort of colour temperature you're sort of, you want to set the PC to, or you can just switch it back to auto, and what that will do, that'll just rotate all the colour patterns that I've gone in a sort of a clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever it is, motion basically. I think these are brightness and oh no, you can flick through the motions basically. So I'm going to, sorry, I just want that to do it automatically, so I'm put lefty on auto. Let's just wait and see what it does. But again, as I said, it's down to your preferences. Yes, the colour is a little bit vibrant. The movement of the shift of the RGB is a little bit smoother, ever so slight. But is it worth sort of paying that level of money? You know, if it was at least 5 fans for about 70 quid, okay, fine. Maybe I'll just squeeze into my hands and say, all right, we'll just keep them basically. But to pay for 3 fan versus 5 fan, and the cost of these are £37 versus them at around about 75 odd quid, it is expensive. It is expensive. So I mean, I'm not sort of gonna I'm not slagging off Corsair. Don't get me wrong. Corsair produces absolutely phenomenal products, you know, like including power supplies and so on and so forth. But one of my main concerns are the hefty price that you're paying basically. That's my main concern. Now this is set on an auto, so it's just going through its own pattern, which is sort of handled by the controller here. The Corsair has many cables that needs to be attached onto the SATA cable, as well as the motherboard for the USB, so that you can control the fan through the PC. I think it's an something. It's called iCube. Let me just sort of get the name of the software. Yeah, iCube is called. So that's that. This can be adjusted actually. To be quite honest with you, I'm not big fond of messing around with it because I have no intentions of keeping it, to be dead honest with you. Let me see what it's doing. That's on a slow mo. I'm just toggling with the revert it back. Actually, rainbow effect. Yeah, there's various colours options that you could actually sort of choose from, which is pretty awesome. I understand the cost of development that these guys have taken, the Corsair, to try and charge this sort of money, I can sort of maybe agree to it, but I still feel that the cost of these fans are just quite expensive. Oh, as I said, I'm repeating myself. If it was 5 fan, I would have kept him. But the other problem I have is that with the setup that I'm, stay tuned with the channel. There will be an RGB setup that I'm going to be building within the next week or so. It will be a very small micro ITX. I've got most of the stuff here. I'm just waiting for the right case to arrive. I've ordered the steel wing made by Enimax, which have been, I think it's discontinued. There are a handful of cases floating around Amazon and various other retailers, but it's been discontinued. But that would be my personal computer that I'll be sort of rebuilding from an older case. So as I said, stay tuned. And the thing is, the fan what I've chosen for the the cooler, CPU cooler that I've chosen for that setup is a 240mm Asus ROG Ryu, which is the one with the OLED display on. So the idea is I'm not going to be using those server grade. What's the thingy company? This is the company Noctua fan, server grade Noctua fan that's included because they're not RGB lit. So what I will be doing is I'll be replacing them with these, a set of these, a pair of these actually. And the beauty of it is, regardless of which orientation you put them on, you're still going to get the illumination. You're still going to get it. So that's one of the fundamental reasons why I'd be keeping these over them. So what I'll do is I'll keep you guys posted if the video's gone for long enough now. I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll see you in a few days' time or a week at all. Well, in fact, the case is due to be here on Tuesday, so it'll be after Tuesday that I'll be sort of uploading once I've done the build. Pity that because of the work room, the size of the room, and I've got to keep on going backwards and forwards. I can't, to try and adjust the camcorder. Can it be seen what I'm doing? It's going to be difficult for me to take the full video of the build. I'd like to do it, but I won't be able to do it, unfortunately. So, but once it's all built and everything, I will then sort of go through and deal with it, of course. And the other thing with the case is that the case doesn't have a cable management. There's no back panel, so the case will have to be disguised somehow, which is going to be tricky. That might take me hours to try and sort of hide those cables. So again, that's something that I'll have to do. But I will speak to you, and once I'm sort of in the position of sort of once I've completed the build. But other than that, guys, have a great weekend. It's Saturday here in the UK, so I'm going to sort of switch off and take a rest for the rest of the evening here. So yeah, all the best wherever you are. Stay well, stay safe, and as always, be happy and well. And all the best. Bye for now.